Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the goal of life, the purpose of our existence, and how things should be to work more harmoniously. We all should enjoy freedom, but the correct freedom. What does that mean? So there's actually a correct freedom? Yes, there is. For example, in a system where everything is allowed, nothing can be built. When you're writing a computer code, you gotta use the computer, you gotta use the language for coding. You cannot just put anything there. When you're trying to communicate, you gotta have the correct order of words so that your communication can be transmitted uh, in a way that people can understand what you're trying to say. So everything, everywhere, there is an order. So there's a freedom with restrictions for there to be productivity and results. If there's no freedom, if there's no rules to follow, if there's no organization, no two things can be put together, nothing can be built, and it's chaos. There are so many things in the universe, so many planets, and there are so many elements in the periodic table, over 100, for example. Uh, like an immense number of molecules inside our bodies, in the atmosphere, in other planets, in the sun. Well, sun it's more atoms like hydrogen fusing to helium, but there is a rich diversity of complexity everywhere. So there was a freedom to generate all of this creation in the way it is. The freedom generated the complexities, the distinguishment between one thing and the other. But if this freedom were not to be restricted, which means if there were no rules to follow, then there would be practically nothing. Countries where there is no order, there's nothing. There's no industrialization, there's no development, there's no infrastructure, there's absolutely nothing. It's chaotic. You need rules, but you also need a balance. You don't want so much restriction to the point where you cannot live a life. That's true too. So all of these are part of philosophy. Freedom with restrictions, never any extremes, in perfect balance, perfect equilibrium. That's the way to go. Concepts such as equilibrium uh, are found everywhere, like in chemical equations when there is a reaction between atoms or molecules. The reaction should match the product in terms of energy mass, conservation of energy mass, and because we can only make predictions if there is conservation. Some energy can be lost in the air, but the energy was transmitted somehow to the cosmos. So, being that the case, living in a balance and equilibrium is perfect. If you want to live healthy, you should practice good exercise, eat healthy, and always avoid the extremes. Because the pursuit of life is the pursuit, which is the pursuit of wisdom, Sophia, it's the pursuit of happiness. And if you want to enjoy the freedom, you want to enjoy freedom with restrictions. And that will lead you to enjoy greater happiness. when you're thinking. You want your mind to be settled in peace. You don't want your mind to be 100 miles per hour. You don't want your mind to be too much. You just want peace. You just want that perfect state of peace. And then that helps you see things more clear. In fact, so everything is like that. Everything works like that. And that's the purpose of life, is to fulfill your purpose as a citizen, a city or a nation. Obey the law, the restrictions, to not rebel against it, to not live in the extremes, and to generate a healthy environment, collaborate into generating a healthy environment by teaching, communicating effectively, not being rude, being nice, things like that. Uh, and encircling the environment with what we call vibrant energy, right? Because we need this to enjoy every moment of our existence. And people who do the exact opposite of that fall into um, a situation of dismay or failure, or because there is, in fact, a way things should be. And that doesn't mean there's going to be less freedom because we're saying how things should be. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be happiness. The opposite. That means there's going to be harmony between all elements in the grid, between everything that there is. And that's the way to go. Thanks for watching.